Today's card is beautiful blended holiday trees. Let's get started. Alrighty, we've got the Viva color sheets. I'm going to be using the sap green, and then I'm also using magenta, violet, and the peacock blue. We've got Amsterdam acrylic ink and a 6 round brush. This is Aqua Elite Princeton. We're going to do 3 trees. I think I'm going to do, no, you know what? I'm going to do 4 trees. We'll do a green, a blue, a pink, and a purple. And they're going to be really loose. The point of this one is we want the trees to blend into each other. So I'm going to start with, let's see, do I want the bright tree or a dark? I think I'm going to do a darker. So we're going to start with more of a sap green. And because I'm going to do 4, I'm just sort of thinking where those might be and which one will be bigger if you're sort of just thinking about the layout. So I'm going to do one, sort of the tallest tree right here, this one a little bit shorter, this one a little shorter, and this one a little bit shorter, I think. Okay. So again, I've got a fair amount of water on here. Here's where my first tree is going to go. And we're just scribbling down to make the suggestion of a tree. Okay. Get a little more water on here. And doesn't need to be perfect. Again, it's just kind of a suggestion of a tree. I'm going to try to hold this flat because the water is going to want to go to whatever angle the paper is at. So actually, I guess I'll do this so that I can try to keep it flat. There we go. That's a little easier. You could tape this one down as well. That would be great. Okay, so while this is all still pretty wet, now I'm going to add in this tree over here, and we'll do purple. All right, so now we'll do this one here. And I'm not going to blend it right away because I want to sort of control the blend a little bit. So just let me first start here, get our basic shape down. Again, it's just kind of a suggestion of a tree. We're not doing, you know, it doesn't need to be perfect, okay? Now, then sort of fill it in. And I'm scrubbing this brush a little bit just so that I get the white areas. So I like the light and the dark. So you definitely want light and dark. Okay, then we'll add more water here and we'll start to come in and connect these two. And again, we want this stuff to sort of spread with each other and blend with each other. Okay. And so if you need to help that along a little bit, you can do that. Put a little water on your brush and sort of, you know, mix these together. Okay. And again, you can see, so this is angling, the card is angling that way, so the water is running that way. So if you have that problem, you might want to try to hold it down or tape it down, and then that way you don't get everything going in the same direction. Okay. All right, so we got that one. Now, let's quickly move back over here. I'm going to sort of re-wet this because, again, we want all of these guys blending. And I think I'm going to do pink. Yeah, I think I'm going to do magenta. Okay, so I'm going to get my magenta. And then this one is going to be right here. Okay, same thing, just your basic kind of tree. Nothing fancy, just more of a suggestion. And before we get those two blending, we're just going to get a bunch of water in here. Okay. And then let's do our blend. Just do that over there. Okay, then we'll these two and start blending them. And I would like the pink to kind of go into this green a little bit, so I'm just gonna try to, again, help that blending out a little bit. By getting extra water and putting it on there. Okay. All right. Now let's keep this part wet, because again, now we've got to add in our last tree. And that guy will be blue. All right, this is a pretty bright blue, so. All right, so again, we'll add in our tree here. And see, it doesn't have to be perfect, and then you can kind of fill it in. Okay, now get a little extra water on, and let's connect these two. That is a very bright blue. That is peacock blue. The Viviva peacock blue. And I didn't think of it, but now that I'm watching it, you know, this is nice that you've got the pink and the blue that make purple, because it kind of gives you a little bit of balance with the colors. So that's nice. Okay, then come down at the end, and you can either sort of leave them like that, or you can try to, you know, blend them out a little bit. Either one. Usually on cards like this, I'll do the painting, let it dry, sometimes do a background, and then write something like Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, something like that, right across the bottom. So, all right, so we're just gonna let these guys dry. Nope, apparently I'm messing with it a little bit, sorry. Just adding in some water here so we get some neat shapes and patterns. Okay, we're gonna let that dry, and we'll come back and take a look at it when it's dry. All right, so here we are. Everybody's dry, and it looks really cool. I love the patterns that you get, the mixing. See, I said it lightens up, and then they all kind of mix together. Sometimes you get, this is pretty blended. Sometimes you get really cool streaks that go in, and it just looks cool. I just love it. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do for this one is do a little bit of gold decorations, and I'm actually going to put some paper here so I don't get it too much on that background. So let me just get an extra scrap of paper here. And then when we do our little golden splatter, we can kind of keep it from going all over the place. All right, so let's do this. All right. See, good thing we did that. It would have gone everywhere. And it went over there, but that's okay. All right. Moving along. Tree here. All right. Now again, we're gonna let that dry a little bit, and let's just see if we can get some of these little extra bits away. So I just get a lot of water while it's still wet, water it down. I don't know when I did that, but apparently I got pink on there. All right, water it down, take your paper towel, and then just wipe it off. So as long as you catch it before it dries too much, like that, dried a little bit. This one, I think, is too dry. Well, that one's not, but that one looks dry. Oops. And you just need to make sure your thing is clean, because that was not. There. Let's see if we can get that. I think there's like actually like a watercolor eraser thing. And it's like you get it wet. Okay. There is that. And I think that's done. The one thing, if I was to do this again, I might consider, because I'm not doing writing on this, but you could definitely do the writing. I think that would add a nice dimension. You also may want to do the background in a really light blue or something first, and then do your trees on top of it afterwards, so that, you know, again, it's just like a little bit more complete, but there you go. So here's our card, all dried. It's all blended together in a really cool way. I hope you enjoyed making this card with me. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great day.